Hello and welcome to the Crochet Luna special episode of Summer of Romance 23. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from the San Diego area in Southern California. And I am joined with my lovely co-host, Clarissa Beth.
Hi, I'm Clarissa Beth of the Crochet Cakes podcast, and I am recording from Florida where we have nice central AC. So unlike my friend Claudia who's perspiring.
I am melting.
I can imagine that, having lived in Puerto Rico for almost all my life, where AC is we have AC, especially in my house, but we don't really turn it on unless it's to sleep. You just kind of like suffer through the third layer of skin, moisturize.
Right, I know. Well, I come from El Salvador. I was born in El Salvador, so I know all about that humidity. So yes, it's actually the first weekend here in San Diego where it's been really, really hot.
Oh.
And as I was telling you, Clarissa Beth, I am going through a kitchen renovation. So I have no kitchen. I have a refrigerator that's plugged in that I can barely access. And so, yeah, well, welcome to my summer. It's gonna be
part of me wants to do house renos, but the other part of me knows I just have to move out because the amount of dust and allergies, I could just not live with myself. So brave.
I have 3 dogs. These poor animals are just getting shuffled from the back room to the outside, and these are pampered pooches, people. Yeah. They live on the couch. They live on a cool floor. They were not built for the outdoors. They are not used to it, and they're basically becoming feral.
Oh, poor babies. Oh, I know.
We wanted to welcome you guys to Summer of Romance 2023. I, Clarissa Beth, can't believe we're sitting here recording again. I feel like it was just yesterday that we kind of threw this idea out there and everybody was like, they loved it. And so we decided last May, that for this summer, we were going to do sci-fi romances.
Yeah, we did. And if you guys are interested in any of the topics and what we did for previous years, because this is now the 7th year, you can check out the previous Zoom that we did last year. I'm sure Claudia will link it for you guys, and you can hear all about all these romantic ideas that we've had about the summer, which I feel is very apropos because I know a lot of people are looking towards romanticizing their life and being the main character of their story and all of that. So join us with sci-fi romances. Now, Claudia, I have a question. What exactly is a sci-fi romance?
As I was telling you earlier, I got into a heated discussion with my husband. So I said, we're talking about that I'm going to be doing sci-fi romances and how no fantasy is allowed. And he's like, whoa. Fantasy is part of sci-fi. I'm like, no, it's not. He goes, yes, it is. It is part of sci-fi. I said, to me, the definition of science fiction means that it includes something to do with science, futurism, space, aliens. That to me is science fiction. Fantasy to me is a different thing altogether. And so he's like, no, it is part of science fiction. So we left it at that because I had to go to work and I didn't want to keep arguing.
So I'm sorry if you can hear it. My neighbor just decided to mow his lawn right now because of course he does. I swear he senses whenever I'm recording anything to make the most amount of noise possible. But anyway, so mermaids are fantasy, right? But what if it was created by science?
Then see that's where you get a little bit of that rub, right? So I personally think that would be science fiction because there's an element of science in it.
Okay, so like Frankenstein is sci-fi, or is that just gothic horror?
Yeah, I think that would be horror. But see, I went on the Google, and I took some notes.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I'm ready.
So speculative fiction has 3 loose categories: science fiction, fantasy, and horror.
Okay.
Okay, so they fall under speculative fiction. And so from the Wikipedia, it says fantasy distinguishes from sci-fi and horror by the absence of scientific or macabre themes, right? So that's fantasy. Science fiction genre or speculative fiction deals with imaginative and futuristic concepts as advanced science and technology.
Okay.
So
Okay.
fantasy deals with magic, different incarnations of Earth. You're not stuck to anything that could possibly happen. Like when you see science fiction things, they have some root in science that could maybe happen, right? But
Like zombies.
Exactly, right? I would consider that science fiction. I
Yeah,
wouldn't consider that fantasy. Now, if this zombie is riding a unicorn into battle, I think that would be a fantasy science fiction type situation. See?
And then if they get into the gory details, it would fall under horror as well.
Exactly. See, so
Okay.
It's kind of tricky.
So what about this series from, I think it's Joanna Lindsay. It's called Shifters Unbound, and they're shapeshifters. But they were created by mixing science and elven magic.
See, that's where you're getting that crossover between fantasy and science fiction. Because there is an element of science in with the fantasy aspect of it. I mean, honestly, it's fascinating. And you bring up Joanna Lindsay, she also did one of my favorite series where it was like they lived on a planet where they had all this scientific technology, and then they go to yes, I have exactly that same copy, my friend. I was gonna grab it. That to me is science fiction right there. Romance. I love that series.
I think I read 3 pages.
Oh no, I read all 3 books. There's 3 books in the series. Keeper of the Heart is one of them, Warrior Woman, and then there's another one.
There's a reason why this looks like your copy. I'm imagining I got it at a thrift store.
Yes, and look, that's Fabio at his finest. That is
88
Fabio right there.
89. I don't think you guys
hold that
can
up.
see
Let's
that.
show the face of Fabio. See that? If any of you out there into romance novel, Fabio graced the covers of many, many books.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I'm gonna get lost in this now. I need to put it away.
Yeah, no, I have exactly that book, and that book is one of the ones I was gonna say. This one falls into sort of like that fantasy science fiction crossover, because science is definitely part of it, but then you have some like made up beasts. You've got like aliens, not aliens. You got like space travel.
Okay, so like Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly.
Star Trek is my prime example of sci-fi. Would Star Wars be considered sci-fi? Because there's stars, it takes place in a future, and there's a lot of science involved, but I also feel that there's a bit of a magic aspect because of the Jedi and the Force. And even though they try to let's not get into Star Wars arguments, but personally, I think the description they gave for midi-chlorians in the prequels was just not up to par, but putting that out there, don't at me.
I think that falls into the same thing because, there is that element of science and then technology as well. That there possibly could be these spaceships that we're going to run around, so there's that part of it. Yeah. So I would say definitely yes. That's definitely yes.
Okay.
Now,
the really random thing to me about Star Wars is that I feel they should have kept text messaging, because they would have solved so many issues with a simple text message. Like, hey, bro. But, going back to this one, I think I couldn't get into it. because I'm used to her more modern writing, like Shifters Unbound, and I think she also did the Scottish. She did a Scottish series. Or is that another?
Yeah.
And like one of the main characters is autistic, right?
I don't know, but what I like about Joanna Lindsay's writing is that she's very witty. Her women are very, very witty, very intelligent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have great like one-liners, and they're always like they're just
I'm
fun.
Gonna give this another try then. I'll try it.
You should.
I'm not convinced with 80s romances though. Like,
well, I mean, like, you know, I read 80s romances obviously because that's sort of like my generation romance.
yeah.
And so it was always what I loved about them is that the men were like the men were men, right? But the women were very strong. Even in these relationships, they were always smart, capable, competent women. Because I do not enjoy, you know, like, oh, damsel in distress, come save me on a white horse type situation. I don't like that. I like it when, yeah.
What's her name? I think you know who I mean. Just what's her name?
Writer?
Glowy vampires. Awful CGI.
Oh, like the Breaking Dawn and the
yeah. I know.
Her name? Oh, the vampires. Oh my god, I can't
Bella.
Bella,
Twilight?
yeah, Bella and Edward.
Yeah,
Twilight. Twilight.
We were in the Twilight Zone for a bit.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah. I sort of like this, sort of like, you know, tortured, angsty, you know, pre-woman. You know, she's a teen. I don't enjoy that. Like, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Although going back to, I think last year we did the historical romances. Bridgerton is a soft spot.
Yeah,
but then again,
those women were women of their time.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I think I get, like, you guys let us know in the comments below if you got the sci-fi thing, but I think I got it this time. Like,
okay.
I can also admit,
definitely want to lean more towards the science fiction and the fantasy with your couples. Like, if there's some fantasy aspect of it, that's great. But I think really try and push yourself to find that side. Like, you know, another good sci-fi couple for me would have been like Rachel and Deckard from what's one of my all-time favorite movies. I can't believe I can. It's got Harrison Ford in it. Sci-fi. Blade Runner. You know, the whole. Have you seen Blade Runner? Because if you have not seen, okay, if you guys have not seen Blade Runner, please go watch Blade Runner.
It sounds familiar,
epic,
but
oh my God, Elizabeth, stop the recording and go watch Blade Runner.
It's 2017, really?
I mean, Blade Runner is way older than that. That's the new one that came out with Ryan Gosling. That's
so
49, I believe, the one you're looking at.
Yeah, so the 1982 is the original.
Yes, that's it, the original one.
Okay. So definitely, unlike all the other summer romances, Cals, that we've done, definitely this year, I will have to pick a book because I do not think I have read a single sci-fi romance novel at all.
That's an interesting question. I think I've seen more sci-fi romance in movies than in actual literature.
Not even movies for me. I think, again, the most sci-fi thing I've seen is, wait, is this, which one is it about? It's not Cowboys in Space. I know that's a movie, but it's like Firefly?
I did not watch Firefly, so I don't know.
Is that sci-fi?
That's sci-fi.
All right, I watched
Sci-Fi Network.
I watched that. Okay, so I think I've definitely seen sci-fi more than I've read because I've seen Star Trek. I've seen Star Wars. I've seen Stardust. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know that's fantasy.
That's fantasy, but I love that movie. I love that movie. But I would
So,
want to get, to me, like one of the classic sci-fi movies
uh,
that has that romance element. Go watch Blade Runner, because and because you also like costume design, you appreciate good costume design. The costume design in that movie for Rachel, the character Rachel, is stunning. You know, it's
is
sort
it
of
on
like
Netflix?
it should be. You should be able to find it. It's everywhere.
You say that, and I'll bet you I'll
I
go
know.
on
Right?
Netflix.
Rant by.
Yeah. All right. I'll definitely have to watch it because I do not. Oh my God. It's from 1982, talking about 2019.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what they
you
think.
have to see it, because
Oh,
that movie, that movie was just, it was groundbreaking. It was great. It was, the visual impact of that movie was just, it just blew your mind for the time. But also it's got a great story. It has a really, really good story about what it is to be human. You know, what
mm.
human, you know?
Did this also influence a movie with Sylvester Stallone
I'm sure it influenced a lot of movies.
or like RoboCop? I saw
Like,
RoboCop.
okay, so RoboCop would be science fiction.
Don't remember much of it except that the cop's a robot and he used to be a human and he got blown up, and that's all I know.
Yeah.
Oh, anime. I've definitely seen sci-fi anime and I can't recall a single one. So yeah, for those of you that are joining the summer romance cal for the first time, we accept couples, be they imaginary, as in you would find them in a fan fiction version of the movie, but not in the actual movie, from anime, theater, opera, musicals, books, TV shows, anything where you can find a couple, basically.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And like I said, I would encourage you to explore science fiction, more the science fiction aspect of, you know, like there was a movie with Joaquin Phoenix called Her, where he falls in love. I think it was an AI. Did not see it, but I want it. It's on my list to see that one. And then
it is on that. Yeah, Her. I did not see this. I did. Wally.
Wally, it's a great movie. Oh,
yeah.
love Wally. That is a great science fiction romance.
The Matrix.
The Matrix would be one. Neo and Trinity.
Definitely seen science fiction.
You have. But you know what? I know we're going to talk about our patterns and our yarn next recording, but I do have mine.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna do a couple from Fringe.
I'm gonna do the couple from Fringe, which is
Peter. the guy from that I only ever remember from Dawson's Creek. Yes.
So Peter Bishop and Olivia Dunham.
I think I saw some episodes of Fringe, but I get scared easily. So
I'm binge watching it right now. I'm in almost done with season 2, and such a good show. It really, really is. And what upset me about the trajectory of Fringe is that Olivia, you know, who is clearly your main character, right?
Yeah, and then she kind of became
a side. Yes,
right?
She's strong, you know, like she's strong and smart, and she's a leader of this trio of, you know, Peter and Walter. At the very end, that last season of Fringe, she's sort of like this weepy, emotional woman that can't get her shit together, and it's Peter Jackson who takes the lead.
Oh,
something shifted, and all of this story was more about him than her, and that just did make me happy. But the show itself is a good show. I really enjoyed it, and you know, it's got Leonard Nimoy in, you know, sprinkled throughout, which, you know, he's one of the great. You know,
he always does a villain, right? Like he came out in, I know this is more fantasy, but Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right?
Is he a vampire? Is he? I never saw that show.
The father.
I never saw that show.
It's not that I saw episodes of it. Yeah, I saw episodes. Just not like, I never got really, really into it. And since you mentioned your couple and you've always mentioned like how influenced I am by outfits and stuff like that, I kind of want to pick Padme just because her outfits in episode 2 were some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like the dresses she wears when she's in Naboo.
They're beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. That thing off the shoulder with the low back. Yes.
And it has like, it's attached on the,
and it's attached to the thing. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's
I also like the more corsety one. And then it's flowy at the bottom that she wears on the planes. And she's got like this weird thing holding her hair up here. Those are my two favorites.
I think that she's a great character, and I think that there's a lot in there. I will tell you that again this year I'm only going to do a one skein project because I want to finish it. And
yeah,
actually successful last year finishing my summer romance project because I one skein.
No, it's true. Sometimes we get really, really ambitious and then we feel very bad because it's our own cow. We didn't finish it. But last year I did finish it. Last year I chose, it wasn't a one skein. It was not a one skein project because I chose to make knee-high socks.
Oh yeah.
But I love those socks. I used them in Japan when we went this year, and I just felt like the coolest person ever. But yeah, I think for me, I've noticed a trend in my couples for Summer of Romances. And in some cases, I've picked them more because of their outfits and how the female leader was strong and just, I don't know. If I identified with the female role, I picked them as a couple, barring, of course, The Mummy, which is just my all-time favorite movie. Yeah. So when I picked Rick and Evie as my couple for that 2021, I think it was. It was we're in 2023, right? A year has not passed.
Listen, I don't even know what day of the week I'm on sometimes. I thought on Wednesday it was Thursday, like all day.
I thought today was Saturday, so
I wish it was Saturday. I have 2 weeks left of work. Well, that's a lie. 2 weeks left for the kids at school to get out of school. And then I have an additional 3 weeks of work, and then I'm done for the summer.
Oh, summer vacation was the best. When you work in school settings and you get it off, it's great. I know teachers don't actually get summer off. You have to do a lot of work, but when I worked at the university as a librarian, I actually didn't like summer vacation because I was so lonely. No students come in, no one like to do anything for it, just my own admin work and pish posh.
Do that those last 3 weeks, we're just packing up records and shipping stuff off and receiving records and doing all that stuff. So yeah, it's tough, but it just seems to be a lot easier when the kids are not around, because the last 2 weeks of school, let me tell you, I don't know how it is in other school districts. These kids are done. They're checked out. They're like, where's my vacation? So it's really, really tough, but I love it. I absolutely love it. So
to be fair, I think my brain has said that since 2020. Where's my vacation? I'm done.
Where's your vacation?
But speaking of dates,
you did.
I did. But before we get any more distracted, speaking of dates, Summer Romance Cal this year is going to run from the we just said it.
June 11th
of June.
Yes.
To the 13th of August. So you have plenty of time to pick one couple, pick two couples, do a play in crochet if you want, do amigurumi based on your characters. As long as you can relate your project or your yarn to your couple, you are welcome to participate in the Summer Romance Cal. So again, this year's theme is sci-fi romances. Anything that falls under the sci-fi spectrum, you can fit it, be it movie, books, plays, anime, manga, cartoons, anything can go there. And then when you have your couple picked out, you represent them with either a project or your chosen yarn, or if you want to be like really adventurous and do it be groomy based on your characters, anything that you can relate. And don't forget to share it. I'll be opening a Ravelry thread for those of us that use Ravelry. I know it's not a fun place for everyone. I use it in dark mode, just like I use everything else, because my astigmatism just keeps getting worse. So dark mode on everything it is. And even in my own house, I'm like, never turn on the big lights, please. So there'll be a Ravelry thread. And as always, the hashtag will be hashtag SRCal with the year. So this year's hashtag SRCal. Oh, there it is, guys. Oh my God, I love those little mecha hands. Oh, that looks like a QR code. Oh, that's so cute.
Right. So it's SRCal 2023. So this is the button. I just was putting it up there so we could see the hashtag and you guys can get a chance to see the hashtag. But this is the button that I'm going to have made. And actually, I already had it made in my usual size, which is the 1.5. I had it made in this size right here.
Okay.
And it's just too small. The writing is too small. Okay. So I'm actually going to go to a bigger button. So I'll be having a bigger button this year because I really like the graphic and I don't want it to get lost.
I think a sticker would look really nice. I don't know. Do you do stickers still?
I'm going to do stickers for this one because I really like the image. So
yeah,
I'll do stickers. And I'll do pins for anybody who wants a pin.
I would even put that on a mug.
It's cool, right? I love it.
Like if for a mug, I would definitely just remove the green background just because you want let the white shine, and then like the little house. So cute. It's so cute.
Maybe if I put this on a mug, then I would take out, just leave the hands, the heart, this part, and then our names, and maybe take this out.
Yeah.
But if we take it out, you could get multiple uses out of it.
That's true.
Because sometimes people, when it's got a date on it, after a while, they don't want to, 2023. Yeah.
Like, when you get the quinceañera ring, I never wanted it to say 15 because it's like, what can I use it when I'm 15 and 30?
30, yeah.
Multiples of 15, like 15, 30, 45.
Yeah. So it's that hashtag, and I will pull a winner from that thread, and hopefully, we are going to do another video, right? Elizabeth, another video where we're going to reveal our pattern and our yarn, and then we'll talk more about the project. Even maybe, Elizabeth, if you're up to it, like the way we did it last time, where we did it. You did it on StreamYard, is it?
Oh, that was for the end of it. We had a little end party. Yeah, we can totally do that. So it ends on a Sunday. We can probably open a poll on Ravelry, and I will definitely put one on my stories when it's closer to the start of the Cal. And just put a poll for time zones, because I know that was a big thing last year. Our time zones, like I'm on EST, Claudia's on Pacific Standard Time, and that proved very funny today.
For us today, because
we both settled on a time, and we each thought it was in our own time zone. So I'm like, Claudia, hello. She's like, oh, I just realized we never said if it was Pacific or Eastern.
I got plenty of time. I'm like, I've got plenty of time.
Yeah. So we have a lot of fun things planned for you guys. And in the next video, I'll definitely have picked a couple and shared a couple. I think I'm running on the end of my Kindle Unlimited because they gave me a promotion where it was 2 months for $5 instead of 20 something dollars.
Oh, that's really good.
I know. So I paid for it. I forgot when it ends because, of course, I didn't write it down. Who does that? Who writes stuff that's important down?
Nobody.
So I'm going to try and look at a sci-fi one. I kind of want to see what new books I can start reading. I'm always up for that. And I do have that Joanna Lindsay with Fabio on the cover. You know what's funny? I didn't realize it was Fabio until you pointed it out. I kept looking at him. I'm like, why does he look so familiar?
Oh, that's Fabio. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Couldn't recall.
I wonder
But
what
yeah.
days.
How old is he?
I don't know. He was no chicken spring, as my friend loves to say.
No.
I have a friend who was learning English, and we were looking at a picture of Sophia Loren. And she goes, she looks good, but she's no chicken spring. I'm like, spring chicken. So I always say, she's no chicken spring.
She's not a springy chicken.
She's a springy chicken.
She's got no spring in her chicken.
There's no spring in that chicken. Well, maybe there is, though. It's Fabio.
I mean, I'm tempted. I'm gonna Google it. I'm right in front of my computer. So if you hear any keyboard ASMR, it's me. Listen, Google, stop trying to give me his stuff from the 80s.
Let's see what he looks like now. Fabio now.
He's 64 years old. So he's
really
a year older than my mom. He was active until 2021. I don't know. Does that mean he died? He's not dead, right?
No, he's not dead. Fabio's not dead, is he?
So in 2021, he retired and said he was hoping to marry and have children.
Oh, what? You know what though? He was into fashion, so he definitely fitness. So he's taking care of himself.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that it's what happens, right? When you're in acting and all of that, you kind of have to be your best self, because that was him in the early days.
That looks like him in that cover with the blonde hair.
Yeah. Oh, what was that movie? It was a very bad movie. Was it on Amazon Prime or Netflix, where they have Channing Tatum kind of be like the Fabio?
Oh, I don't know.
And it's with Sandra Bullock. She's an author
of an
adventure.
Netflix, I think. No? Was it Netflix?
Possibly. I don't even remember the title of it. I just remember that he was doing his Fabio stuff, and I'm like, I see where they're going with this.
No, I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be great. Like every summer, I think it's a nice long cal. We're very flexible, and I think
you don't have to finish something. You just have to participate.
As long as whips are welcome, as long as they're not more than 50% completed.
Mm-hmm.
Just share what you have so that we can enjoy what you're doing. And yeah, I think that's about it, right, Elizabeth?
Yep. We've discussed dates. We've discussed theme, which is very important. We gave a solid definition of what sci-fi is for those like me that just thought it was science and fantasy instead of science and fiction. Like, I don't know, somewhere along the line for me, sci-fi stopped being science fiction and it became science fantasy. I don't know when that happened. I think it's when, like you said, they started mixing fairies and science. And I was like, oh, I got this.
Yeah. That's definitely, as you're saying, see, I think that's great. Yeah. So nice to catch up with you. I had a good time. Like I said, I can't believe we're here again. It went so fast.
I know.
Let's work on seeing if we can't do the next video live so we can chat with people. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I can definitely. We said it was a Sunday, right?
Yeah, throw up a poll and see if people were interested in that. And
so that would be June 3rd?
June 3rd.
Okay, so in the comments, let us know if you'd be open for a live, what time zone you're in. That's very important, please. And then specify time zone. I know people use GMT, but that confuses me.
I know. It does me too.
I know it's for the better of everyone to use GMT, but I don't get it.
I just always like either 8 hours ahead is what I think, right? From California. So
Yeah, I think that's what.
we're 8 hours ahead. Yes. No, they are 8 hours ahead from me. So if it's 12 p.m. here, it's 8 p.m. in the UK. That's California time though. East Coast is different.
Oh no, then I'm thinking of something else then, because I know there's like, I'm thinking of universal time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It is you. Did I say GMT? I meant
can't,
you.
Elizabeth. I can't.
Is it UMT? Did I say it wrong? It is UTC. That's.
We are failed scientists, my friend. Failed scientists.
This is why I did not choose a career in the sciences.
Mm.
Everything confuses me. I'm like the little meme that says, "I don't know, I'm 5 years old." That's me.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So I'm right there with you, sister. I'm right there with you.
So yes, just specify your time zone, and we can move forward.
We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. But
Exactly.
Yes,
So
sometime
yeah,
on June 3rd, something will happen.
exactly.
So,
And if no one is up for a live, we completely understand, and we'll just pre-record a Zoom like we did now and upload that and save the live for the goodbye for this year's summer romance.
that
So
sounds perfect. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we will see you soon, guys.
bye.